weird position. I tried to make it go the other way, but it wouldn't. Drat, just hold my phone. Why is this ever so off kilter? You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's just gonna have be this way for now. Hi, people on YouTube. I know it's been a while, and I've never usually go live, or I go live, just not very often. But it's been a bit crazy. Mostly things are getting better. All right. I know I've mentioned, and I've obviously been a little bit out of it since I've been getting separated, and that's taken a lot of emotion and just like mental space in my head, and that's been really difficult. But it's I guess as good as it can be. I guess is my best way of always explaining it to people is like, oh, what's it like? How are you doing? I'm like, I guess it's all as good as you can be, because getting separated sucks, but you know we're managing it, and each day is less emotional and less painful, and dare I say, even more positives are coming up every day, and that's been good. But yeah, I've just been keeping myself like super busy. I did a woodworking class. That was fun. I got too into it because then I bought a bunch of shit. Like I'm like bought a miter saw. I don't know what to do with. I think I'm gonna hire a carpenter off like TaskRabbit just to teach me. This was supposed to be a tiki guy. It doesn't look anything like a tiki guy. It's just a big rod of ice. This is a meshu, by the way. Kick back to my old days in Japan. Anyway, things have been just generally getting better, and that's all I can say. But I kind of mentioned a little bit about dating, that I kind of started dating, and I don't know, it's been weird. Dating is weird. Dating is not what anyone tells you it is, and that's kind of like what I think I had to learn. Like in the same way when I was in high school and I watched high school movies, I was like, that's not at all how high school is. At all. I don't know if anyone else had that experience about watching any movie that took place in high school and you're like, what the fudge high school do they go to? Because no, that wouldn't happen at all. But the same thing with dating, because everybody tells you that like, oh, everybody goes to Tinder for hookups and nobody wants anything serious. And I can't. Okay, weirdest shit that's been happening to me is like how many guys really want a very committed relationship really quickly. And like they're ready to like, I don't know if it's just like an age thing. Like maybe it's different for girls and guys, right? Like, so I'm 37 and I already have a child, and I'm still technically married. And I'm not gunning for anything really. I'm like, you know what? I've done that already. Dating is weird, and I'm 32. Yeah, that happens. Well, anyway, yeah. So I've done that. So like literally, I just use Tinder right now. I'm sure it should be. Everybody's like, oh no, use that one. But they're all the same shit. All right. So my Tinder profile like lays it out real straight. I just got out of a 12-year relationship, so I'm not really looking to get into anything serious. And no stepdads. I have a kid. I like pretty much like lay all the shit out there that is like, I assume these would be deal breakers to anyone, if anything. But I still get a lot of guys who like really push this. Oh, I know, Tinder, please. They really get pushy in the sense that they really want me like to be like their girlfriend, fiance. I don't fucking know, but it's way too much, way too quick. I kind of rely on the anime cooties to hook me up to replace Tinder. I got bored. I used Tinder as a conversation starter. Dude, for real, that's a good idea. But yeah, so I'm on there, and recently I had kind of a little bit of a scary experience, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I'm like, all right, I'm trying to just be really honest with people, because honesty is the best policy. I'm not a person to fuck around with anybody's feelings, and I just want people to know, listen, I'm up for like getting to know people. It might eventually lead to something, but I can't promise that, or I can't promise you a timeline, because right now I'm still very much in a healing stage. Like, I am not ready to get into anything serious. I'm not ready to like open up my heart, because right now I'm dealing with a very severe heart pain, in the metaphorical sense. My literal heart is fine. I hope. Gotta check my blood pressure. Adderall sends your blood pressure like just shooting up. Anyway, so besides the crazy heart stuff, I hate when people ask a rough time on like, how do you predict a relationship? Okay, so this is kind of like where I'm getting to about this weird story of this person that happened. This person I met on Tinder. So, okay, weird thing that I've noticed about myself and the men I've been meeting or that have an interest in me and that I tend to have more of an interest in, for some weird reason, lots of STEM dudes. Don't know why. A lot of people working in AI, a lot of tech people, a lot of computer science types. I don't know. Like, but that seems to be the person that I seem to be connecting with a lot. Obviously, they're not the same person, but I just thought it was coincidental. I was like, isn't that a little odd? All these like tech kind of guys. Why am I dating all these tech bros? Tech bros, tech bros, tech bros. I don't know. Not that I'm dating that many people, but you know, I had a moment where I was like, I'm just gonna, put myself out there. And doing that on Tinder as a woman, whoa, you get so many messages. It's like kind of nuts. But because, anyways, I go on this date with this one dude, and I'll say off the bat, I'm not like physically that attracted to him. Texters to extroverts, they secretly express through us a little. Well, but we sit down for dinner, and at first I'm like, this guy's super serious. Possibly, and I mean, I hate to diagnose people, but like I know a lot of people who are on the spectrum, and he was giving me a little bit of that vibes. Again, I've said this before, and it's not a deal breaker for me. But I do need someone who's a little bit easier to emotionally connect with, because that was kind of a big problem I had in my last relationship. And he was German. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so sit down with this guy, works in AI, and even though he was quite dry in the way he talked, I did enjoy our conversation, and we had a very nice dinner, and it was kind of just like good back and forth banter, getting to know each other, Seems to be going okay. I enjoyed the evening so much. I asked, do you want to get a drink? He doesn't drink, but that's fine. But he wants to, go to the next spot. We do that. And all seems fine. Good night. Good. Hope you're well. I really enjoyed the evening. So we decide then to a first date with someone you want to get to know and has no room for a sneak wet fart. I don't know. The big emotional intelligence, big thing. Oh my God. Anyway, it's really fun. No. So I'm, the evening went okay. Like I said, I was enjoying myself. I was like, oh, maybe, this guy and I have at least some kind of ability just to hold a conversation. And that's a big thing, right? You know that, like, if you can hold a conversation with someone, to me, that's the first thing of importance in terms of, can I date this person? Like, I've definitely gotten a couple dates where it's like, neither of us really know what to say. And even though we're like, no one's rude or anything, but like, there's no spark, is I guess what you could say. I wouldn't say there was a spark with this guy either, but I guess I was a little bit intrigued. So we go on a second date, and things seem to be going all right. We're talking. He says that he likes me, which I thought, okay, cool. Thank you for liking me. And then we share a little kiss, and I don't think about it much, but he's like, look, I really like you. And he was telling me that he had really bad luck on Tinder, and he was about to delete the app, and then all this stuff. Do you get do you think it gets better in your 40s or 50s? I have no idea, honestly. I just know that, like, this is kind of, I guess, because 20s is such a time that you're supposed to be dating. Like, that's the time before you settle down, I guess. 30s is kind of like, well, it is more like a lot of men, I guess men who haven't been married yet, are suddenly like feeling like they have to get married, is what I've noticed with people with men my age. Even though like I said, I'm legally married still, and like I have a kid, so I'm not like interested. And I say I'm not interested in having more children. So like I even say that in my profile, like has kids, doesn't want more. That's one of my things. So anyway, day goes fine. I don't really think about it. We finally have a third date, which was at his place. And, the dinner was fine. I was having kind of a nice night, and like, I didn't really think about it. Again, we got a little kissy, but like, I definitely felt like maybe at that point, I honestly thought I was like, maybe I'm not feeling this. Because even though I am enjoying the conversation, like the physical stuff was just not quite there. I was trying to see but I also know me. So here's the other issue I have. I hate all strangers. This is why I could never have a one night stand. I don't like anyone to touch me who I don't know, and I don't even like people I do know to touch me. The only person that lets like I'm comfortable touching me is like Cashew and my daughter. That's it. Everyone else, please do not touch me. Okay, I guess my dad can hug me. Let me think of anybody else. Yeah, like my grandparents. If my mom hugs me, I think it's fucking weird. There's something up with that. She's not a hugger either. That's why I said if she's hugging me, there's a situation. There's something dark going on. But anyway, my point is I don't like being touched by people. So I also think maybe it's not that maybe I find this guy unattractive. Maybe I'm just like not used to this person touching me and it's weirding me out and it causes a weird, almost like gross out response. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm very uncomfortable. I am laughing thinking of the first date in the world of Wall Street with the Duchess. Oh God, yeah. So anyway, so this guy, yeah, I know. Third date, whatever. We have dinner. I end up like kind of like he does ask me if I want to go back to the bedroom, and I'm like, I think it's a little early for that. Man. For someone who's like so sex positive, I'm such a person who waits quite a while to have sex. I think that's why, because the main reason is, like I said, I have to really get used to someone, so I don't have that like response to get the fuck away from me, oh, don't touch me. Like I totally have that really bad. So I can't have sex with people for at least a few dates. I have to get really kind of like, actually a lot of guys like I'm a person who makes them wait longer than most. For like I said, for a sex positive person, people get a little bit weirded out by that. But anyway, so I didn't sleep with the guy, but I was like, all right, time to go. We were still having, like I said, chit chat back and forth, but I was getting tired and I didn't want it to get any further. So I go home. Oh yeah, the other problem, this guy lives like so close to me. Like if it wasn't for the fact that my house was really up a hill, I could easily bike there and back within like 5 or 6 minutes. Anyway, or bike there, not back probably. But anyway, things are fine. Next day, I'm at the gym. I'm in the for safety reasons, and also just because I love conversations more than sex. It takes me a bit to feel attracted to just anyone. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I really kind of need to get to notice someone. And that doesn't mean that like I have to fall in love with you to have sex. In fact, I've discovered quite the contrary. I tend to be someone who's like surprisingly cold. I'm the cold one in the freaking bedroom. Like, I don't cuddle because remember I said I don't like people that much. I'm like, I'm not a cuddler. I'm not a hugger. I'm not a kisser. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a shower and you can let yourself out, right? Like that sounds so fucked up, but that's really like what I've noticed. So that's I'm trying to really get to know people. I'm at the gym the next morning. Guy messages me asking me what I'm doing, that he was going to go to the beach and he was going for a drive, which I thought he was kind of hinting at, like, oh, do I want to go with him? But I'm like, oh, I'm at the gym right now. So I don't think about it really much. I finish my gym workout. I go back home. I work on some stuff. By the way, I'm working on all kinds of crazy art right now that you're going to see. So yeah, as I continue this, I'm gonna start like recording the pieces of art I'm doing and then like add them to like my vlogs, which I like doing, because I'm like I said, I'm working on a lot of stuff. I still like your pink hair with the pig pic. Oh, I know. I somebody on like I left a comment, I think on the Amazing Atheist, like a video like a few months ago, and I was getting these replies to like, are you? I still get this because of the pink wig. Are you Stephanie from Lazy Town? Who's the girl in this pic? And then, like, I was like, it's me, goddammit, it's just me. I just was wearing a pink wig, which I lost. I don't know where that pink wig is. I have other pink wigs, but if I have anything that looks fun, Blake will immediately, like, enjoy it, and then it'll get kind of ruined. So, wigs being one of those things, so I don't take out a lot of wigs. No, that's a lie. If I tell her not to do something or to be good with it, she usually is. So, back to this guy. The next day, Sunday rolls around, and he sends me a text message, and he's like, hey, can I talk to you about something? And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm thinking this is a little weird. God, it throws me back 10 years on YouTube. I know, right? That is a fucking while ago. But, I even though he, like, totally, I'll say this, one thing I've never forgiven, personally, is, like, here's a real throwback. Dick Coughlin, who used to be known as, like, what was his name before besides Dick Coughlin? 666 or something like that. Well, he used to be an old school, like, YouTuber from the atheist days, like, really a long time ago. And him and I are actually really good friends. I don't know if you guys know this, but, like, yeah, he was a friend of mine. And then the Amazing Atheist was, like, basically, like, sent his, back when you could do this a lot easier, he sent his fucking slew of assholes to, like, basically DMCA or fuck with or report Dick's YouTube channel, and he never was able to, like, rebuild it. And I guess that keeps happening. So I don't know. That pissed me off. But I still enjoy some of his videos occasionally. I mean, he's at least gotten off that incel bullshit that, I guess it was anti-feminist back in the day. I'm like, all right. But anyway, back to the story of Crazy McCrazy Guy. Oh yeah, that's right. Spoiler alert: he's about to get crazy. He starts messaging me, asking me if, like, we could talk on the phone. And at the time, my daughter was with me too, so I was like, yeah, but obviously I'm fucking distracted because if my child was with me, I might get a few blocks of 5 minutes in random areas where I'm not being distracted, but that's hard to predict when that will be. So anyway, I do take the call, and he starts getting, like, really serious with me, which I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, you and I've gone on 3 dates, and we've made out a couple times. Was nothing heavy. And he starts basically telling me that he really, really likes me, and he wants to get to know me more, but that he really is looking for something. He didn't realize this at the time, but now that he's met me, he knows he wants something more, what's the word? Like, more committed. Like, he's like, well, I don't like dating other people. Well, I'm dating someone, even if it's, not committed. But I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, you don't want me. Are you trying to tell me to, like, I should only date you while we're getting to know each other? Because I'm like, I've only gone on 3 dates with you, buddy. I'm not ready to, like, be your girlfriend or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. Do you model your channel in the early days after Kat Denning's channel? Very similar. Oh no, I never even realized that. I haven't watched Kat Denning stuff in a while. I think I know someone who knows her, but I don't know. I know a lot of people who know a lot of people. That's the fun part about living in LA. I guess you could do those weird little brags where you're like, I know someone who knows. Anyways, so he starts asking me, and I basically, and he starts telling me that he doesn't feel like I am making my emotions clear to him. And that I'm being kind of, like, emotionless about it all. And I'm like, okay. Not that it's like, how could I be emotional? I've gone 3 dates with you, buddy. What do you want from me? I'm trying to get to know you. And so I was, like, saying that. I was trying to get to know you. I don't know where things are going to go. I'm obviously not ready to do any committed relationships because of, the reasons I've already listed. Mostly to do with the fact that I'm separating from someone, and it's a very hard process. And I'm not ready to, like, love again, I guess, if you know what I mean. But I guess what he wanted was also for me to say that I wouldn't date other people if I just get to know him. And I kind of had already a couple dates already on, like, my, like, agenda. I was like, no. And I also wasn't really liking the guy, like, too much. I was enjoying it and seeing where it went, but I wasn't, like, blown away, like sparkles in my eyes or anything like that. I wasn't like that. So, I was very polite, and I said my truth. I said I wasn't ready for this. No. Here's what it was. I go, and if you, and all I could offer you right now is, something very non-committal because I don't know when or if I'll be ready anytime soon to move on to a very serious relationship. And he kind of, like, and I said, and I leave it in your court. If you don't want to go further than this, that's fine. If you're looking for something more serious, I'm afraid I can't give that to you. But and I'm okay if we break up. It's okay. But I leave it to you. Whatever you want to do. And he's like, I gotta have to think about it. Da da da. So we hang up. Then, like, 20 minutes later, he sends me, like, this fucking long wall of text. I hate walls of text. I'm not a texter, all right? I will text you to tell you what to get me on a sandwich if you're out, but I'm not going to text you, like, beyond very, very basic shit, all right? I just think that a lot of things could be lost in text. But he sends me, like, walls of text. And I say this as someone who's a professional fucking writer. Jesus Christ. wall of text comes, basically explaining how he's feeling. Da 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 da. He really likes me, and he kind of only wants me like as a potential future girlfriend, or he doesn't want to be friends or continue like getting to know each other. And I'm like, cool, that's fine with me. I wish you well. Ta-da. Good night. And then I kind of had like a bit of a sigh of relief. I was like, well, that problem solved itself. You know, I don't think it was going to go much further than that. So I don't think about it. But then like I get a message from him like the next week, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's basically kind of backtracking in his messages. He's like, hey, so I thought about it, and I talked to my therapist, and she said that I was probably expecting like too much from you, and I still really really wanted to get to know you, and we had a dinner plan that got kind of canceled after this whole thing. Can I still join you for dinner? I really would love to do that. Oh God, not the backtracking or double thoughts from Tuesday. When Harry met Sally, he has a date. He has a date and said he wasn't into her, and then oh yeah, we had sex. Lol. Oh no. Anyway, so I think to myself, what am I going to reply to this? And I'm like, okay, I don't want to. I think this is not going to work. Because I was also thinking, I was like, you know what? No, somebody who, he's told me what he wants, and I'm not going to be able to give him what he wants. So I think this is only going to lead to a lot of tension and problems and not good things. And I am emotionally fragile right now, and I can't be dealing with anybody else's stuff. And that's what I thought this was going to lead to. This was going to lead to stuff. So politely I say, listen, I had a thought about what you said. And, I don't think I'm really ready to go any further right now. And, I wish you well. Thanks very much. The end. I didn't say the end, but kind of like, thanks. Be on your way. I don't think about it. Anyway, I guess he got pissed about this answer. Because then he starts texting me, and then he's like, but didn't you feel there was something between us? And I was like, what the fuck kind of question is this? Again, we've only been on 3 dates. So I was like, okay. I didn't answer. I just kind of didn't answer at all because I was doing other shit. And then he's like, can I call you? And almost again, like a moment, we had a stone hits the bottom of your fucking stomach because you're like, God damn it, no. I don't want to deal with this. Because again, fucking dealing with a bunch of other shit right now. Work related. Oh, red flag. I know. A bunch of other stuff. So he calls me, and he's telling me everything he likes about me. Da da da. He thought I was really special. He really does think that there might be something between us. He also then infers that I am on the spectrum because I don't communicate my emotions very clearly. Now, I might be. I have no idea. But I did find that kind of a peculiar thing to tell someone, because after 3 dates, I wasn't telling you I love you. I don't know. It's weird to hear that because, I was always told by, Basti how emotional and volatile I can be. That was kind of an issue we had. So to hear from somebody else that I'm not emotional, it's or that I'm not being clear with my emotions. I was trying to be apologetic to the guy, too. I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I enjoyed our time together, but I don't think I could give you what you want. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Did I mention that he called and I actually picked up the phone? So, yeah. So we're having this conversation. He's telling me all this stuff. And at this point, I'm kind of a little bit telling him no, right? I just think, we could do this. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I'm, being a fucking total chick about it, where I'm like, I can't really do that right now. I'm not in a good place. And I do mention real things, which is I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. I have a child. You think that it's pretty straightforward when someone isn't attracted to them, except no longer friends. The first wasn't clear enough. The future ex is going through the same thing, Oh God. Anyway, I'm like, all right, so I don't want to deal with this right now. Anyway, as I'm basically trying to get off the phone at this point, I'm like, listen, I wish you well. I think you're going to meet the right girl. And it was but it was starting, I could hear it in the cadence of his voice that he was getting kind of pissy. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he getting mad? And I'm like, what? Why? You know, and he finally comes, and this was my like fucking trigger because this set me off. He was basically kind of acting. I have autism myself, and I hate it when people go back over their words and now tell me they've made a mistake. No way. Your first statement was the last. ADHD and being on the spectrum, people often confuse it. Sorry, I just lost that. What did you say? Live chat. Close. And being on the spectrum are often confused by people. You don't seem like you have trouble expressing emotion. I don't think I have trouble expressing my emotion. I'm a very fucking lively person. Trust me. I wear my heart on my sleeve, kind of. But I guess sometimes, I hate to say bluntness, because bluntness infers rudeness, and I am not trying to be rude or mean, but I do try to say things truthfully and logically, and I'm very pragmatic about certain situations. And I know that sometimes will give people the feeling that I'm unemotional, but I'm not unemotional. Is that I'm very emotional, and I'm just using, my logic brain to make sense of this, so I'm not going to go all crazy on your ass. When you do meet someone, cook up one of those great looking Cuban meals. I still remember that looked great and different. Oh man, I might be making a Cuban meal tomorrow. Actually, I make pollo asado or something. No. Got a nickel pop? No. I have to see what I have in my fridge. I have some parts that I could make together. I have to buy some mojo though, but they sell that everywhere. Anyway, so this guy then basically starts kind of making it seem like as if I lured him out and I wasn't being honest in some way. And I'm trying to tell him like, oh, you seem like you were into me. And I'm like, I try to make it very clear on my profile that I'm not looking for anything serious. It literally says that on my profile. And as you know, I'm really going through something right now. I can't emotionally do this. And I have such bigger things to worry about right now than you. And then he's like, well, I feel like you used me. And that was my fucking breaking point. I was like, no way, motherfucker. You're going to tell me I used you? Excuse me? You didn't even fucking buy me dinner. We went Dutch. All right. Not that I think there's a problem with that, but I'm not going to take any of that shit. So at this point, I was like, goodbye. And I hung up. And I felt fine and fine. But then that horrible shit happens. Everybody knows when you finally hang up on someone that is driving you crazy. And then they start calling you back again and again and again and again. And then they start like leaving you fucking text messages. Now, you made it pretty clear enough at the beginning, like nothing to cry about. The other thing that you could be on the spectrum, even if not afflicted by problem expressing yourself. The best way is to know is to be evaluated. I know that. The movie Swingers, poor Mikey. But anyway. Yeah, this guy starts like doing the texts and the phone, and I'm freaking. I start having a panic attack. I'm like, oh shit, because I know this guy. Like I said, he doesn't live very far from me. He doesn't know where I live though, but still, I didn't want him to be like, just fucking showing up here even by accident. I know, but I know to block him, right? But here's the thing, I don't block a lot of people. So I had no idea how to block someone on like my typical phone of Android. Is this guy also in his 30s? He sounds like really doesn't have his own shit figured out. Like he is in his 30s. He's the same age as me. But he had like a house and hello. He had like, a job and shit. He was like, he worked for, I'm not going to say what big tech company, but he was, like I said, I've been dating. If you weren't here earlier, I was saying how like one of the weird things I've noticed is how many freaking tech bros I keep like dating. I'm like, why does that fucking keep happening? That's kind of random. What's with the tech bros that keep like showing up in like I don't know. I have no idea, but I can tell you that I was like proper fucking freaked out. What the hell is this? What is this in my ice? I'm seeing something in my ice and I'm getting annoyed with it. Got it. Tina Turner was born, faded and it was never paid out. I don't know. I don't want to know about national debt. It's more like one thing rings off in your head and that's annoying and it continues struggling. Okay. So, yeah, exactly. So then, oh, thank you. You age, lady. We all age. Easy to have your shit together in other ways and be clueless about relationships. That's probably true. And me, age 27, and you, lady, I've said I'm 37. Contact info block is at the bottom. Yeah, I finally figured it out. But in that moment of having a panic attack, I'm Googling it and I'm like, oh my God. And it keeps fucking messaging me and calling me and I'm like freaking out. Like, I'm like, oh God, leave me alone. And I'm terrified at the same time because, there's a big difference between like, I guess that he, I knew he wasn't going to show up, but I live with just me and my daughter and my fat dog who doesn't even know how to catch a goddamn rat. But so I was getting a little scared to the point where I even, I called Bosty and I was telling him about it. I was like, I'm freaking out. And he was like, he was in fucking Reiki class. He's like, you need to calm down. Got a good spa where hot Japanese chicks are, lol. Oh yeah, and then that'll be my next story time, right? Those will be on the freaking what's it called page on the what's that thing I was supposed to do? Oh yeah, OnlyFans. I'm so bad with that. Somebody's literally offered me cash like so many times, like literally direct, like I will pay you, I will Venmo you right now if you do these. And I'm like, yeah, I'll totally get to that, and I just don't do it because I'm like, I have so much shit going on. That's the fucking fucked up ADHD thing. And to take nude photos, I have to like not eat for like a lot of hours because I blow easily. And see, I'm even drinking like some umeshu right now. So, back to my point. I blocked him. I did. I successfully blocked him and I didn't think about him for an entire week. Until I got a message yesterday on WhatsApp. And I was like, motherfucker, no! And this one was an apology, which is always like how it goes, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, no. And the apology was like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that to you. I was gonna da. I can't apologize to you enough. And now I'm at the point where like then he sent another message today because I didn't block him on WhatsApp. I know I have to, but I was like, do I want to see how far this plays out? I mean, I haven't fucking messaged him at all. And he's like basically saying like, I really think that we connected so well and I want to get to know you more. And I'm like, oh God, no. So anyway, after that happened, it made me celibate. Not exactly, but I was really thinking because like I said earlier, I said that I bought all this stuff to read The Gift of Fear. It's very useful in situations like this. I fucking swear. You know what he was giving me? Oh my God, I'll tell you who he sounded like. You know who he actually sounded like? And I didn't realize it until like I watched I don't know, what was it, deposition or something? I don't know. The Brian Koberger. You know that guy who like is on trial right now for like the killing of those college students, the Iowa college students, or was it Idaho? I'm not even sure. When he spoke in that same monotone way, I was like, sounded just like him. Kind of like that guy sounded like him. But freaked me right the fuck out. So yeah, I know at this point I need to just like, I should be cutting up onions for a big batch of jambalaya. Man, I love jambalaya. Cancel that. But yeah. What I realized from this whole situation was that I don't really like going on too many dates that much because the chances of meeting a crazy person are surprisingly high. And I was like, oh God, no. And I can't deal with this shit right now. So, I also have, there's other things I like doing now. Like I've been going out to some of the protests. Some people been giving me shit. Like, but I like Furburger, yes. I'm not gonna bejazzle, okay? I'm not gonna put you know how hard it's gonna be to take those little pieces of rhinestone off of my cooch? I don't think so, buddies. All right. Anyways, just freaked me out. And yeah, like I've realized that I'm not that into dating right now. I feel right now that if by lightning strikes and I happen to meet someone and it just happens and we just hit it off, then so be it. I've got a couple days with someone. I'm going on a fourth date with somebody who it's going all right, but like I said, I'm going really, really, really fucking slow right now. Really fucking slow. And to make me feel better, I've been doing woodworking, which I kind of like more than dating right now. And just and I bought all this resin. And like I said, I'm going to start working on some crazy weird art pieces that I want to do. I want to do some 3D resin art. And I used to give away paintings on this channel like so many years ago. And I haven't done that in forever. I've got 2 cats, a career and a fan fiction to care about dating too. Yeah, for real. Just Yes, 3D resin. I'm doing some 3D resin, and I'm doing some woodworking stuff. I've recently bought a laser engraver, so I'm gonna try to do some stuff with that. And I will be. Are you making dice? I could make dice if I want to. 3D like I saw the molds for them. I'm trying to figure out what I want to make right now. I'm thinking if I want to start some seasonal stuff, or I'm in favor of meeting people organically. Blind dates are the best way to meet crazy. Meeting people while doing other stuff, figure them out. Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that. I think, like I said, like the person I'm going on the fourth date with, I did meet through Tinder, but it seems like we were just like talking really well, and I haven't gotten any of that freak out feeling yet. I discovered Vajazzle from Jennifer Love Hewitt on Conan. Funny. Andy and Conan are such nerds. I know, but they were great. Mm. But yeah, it's been kind of peculiar. I went to the Ren Fair. That was fun. I might go to Disneyland on Thursday. I went to Napa. I've never been to Napa before. Napa was awesome. One of you lovely viewers was nice enough to send me some. That was very nice of you. The person you are, you know who you are. Somebody Venmoed me like some money because they found out I was really into woodworking, and this person just happens to be really into woodworking, and they're like, "Oh, so you can buy some stuff for your woodworking hobby." And I was like, "That was insanely kind of you." And I know you didn't mean it to be that way, but that happened like the day after like I had gotten that guy telling me I was using him. And I know you're just like a random person who's watched me for years on YouTube, and I sometimes will, you do message me, and I try to reply. But I was like, I immediately got like, oh my god, what if this person's doing that to me? No, it's fine. I'm scared to date because I get bored by people easily, and I don't want to tell someone, I'm sorry you bore me. Let's not see each other. I kind of want to do that, so it's like, well, the thing is, I will say this: the kind of easy part about having ADHD for me is that I am a yapper. So if the air gets dead, I could just talk about anything, and I can just do that. But yeah, I there should still feel like a spark or something. I don't know. It's hard to it is. I'm not gonna pretend it's not hard to connect with people, but I always found when like if I'm searching or longing for love, I was ready to be married in 2000. It didn't happen. I was back to dating. Oh man, that happens. But yeah, if shit happens like that, like I'm just gonna see what happens at this point. And also, I kind of feel like I really want to be like more healed before I'm ready to like really connect with someone because I'm not. I don't know how I'll feel in like another like few months. It's been a while already, but which like I said, I'm feeling finally not sad every day. I'm seeing much more of the positives to the separation, and for the most part, we've been very civil. No one's angry. We've been pretty on point with our co-parenting, and no one's wanted to kill each other yet. We'll see what happens soon. So, like I said, everything thus far has been okay. But like, it's funny because I started listing like my list of priorities, and it's like number one is my daughter, obviously. Number two is my dog. Number three is my career. Rest is guitar. I don't know what that means. Um, anyway, and then after that, it's my hobbies, and then after that, it's possibly dating. So that's kind of how far dating goes in my list of priorities, I guess you can say. So I am working on some other kind of projects that are going on, and we'll just see how things go. Potentially working on getting another Airbnb up and running, but we'll see. I do need Bosky kind of to sign off on that because like I said, we're still legally married, and I probably need some capital from him if he's willing. We'll see. And you silly girl, you have a law degree, right? I know, right? I thought of that. I actually remembered that recently, and I was like, well, mine is school and work for a better job. I do have a law degree. I was thinking of like, but it's a British law degree, and I was thinking, what do I need to do to like possibly take the bar in California? But I was like, do I really? I fucking hate law. All right, I'm not litigious enough for this shit. I'm also not mean enough. I know it sounds fucked up, but I think there's a certain amount of ruthlessness you need to be a lawyer. And I say that my best friend is a lawyer, and she is sweet as pie to me, but she has an ability to like really like just get shit done by any means necessary that I'm not as capable of doing. I feel bad for everybody. I'm like, I hate to say when people say that they're empathetic, it sounds like that's just what, like, no, you're not. That's just what sociopaths say. But I kind of really am obnoxiously empathetic. Just show up in a wig, you'll be fine. And so, like, I always feel bad for everybody. I feel bad killing the rats in my house. That's how empathetic I am. And they're driving me nuts. They're really hard to catch. And, like, so you mentioned you're a writer. How did you get started being a professional writer? It's a long and obnoxious process of getting to know people. And right now there's a writer's strike happening, so nobody's fucking working. Oh yeah, well, I see. Well, I don't remember that shit. It's been years. Like, and I was barely paying attention. And I don't use that at all. I mean, I use it in terms of when I read a contract. I'm pretty good at that. I tend to sweep away crickets or spiders in my house, then stomp on them. Listen, the spiders, I have a thing with the spiders where I said, if you eat the mosquitoes in the house, I will not touch you. So they get to live in all the windowsills. There's quite a few of them, too. So I don't give a shit about the spiders. They're not big, and they're like, do their job. The rats. Rats are a problem, okay? Rats are rats. They are an animal that shits and pees on everything, and they eat your stuff. They ate through my sofa. And they've been eating the bird food. And they carry diseases, unfortunately. But recently, you could do contract law. I mean, I don't want to do contract law. I just said I was better at it than like a lot of, like, I just said that, like, law, like doing contracts or reading contracts is better because I have a law degree. I'm better at it than the average person. It helped a lot when we were buying a house. Actually, property law also helped with that. How are the rats getting in? We found the spots, so they've already closed the spots in. There was a bunch of places in the house just were wide fucking open. That's how the rats were getting in. But now I'm pretty sure I know where their nest is, which is like kind of behind, in the kitchen behind this kind of area. They don't usually eat my food. They used to eat the dog food, but now they know that the dog is here, and Cassie will try and catch them, even though she hasn't successfully caught any of them. She is trying to, but they are scared of her, so they're avoiding her. But they're smart, unlike fucking mice who are dumb and easy to catch. Budgies. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of those budgies. Yes, exactly. I have budgies. This is the problem. The rats are now going for the bird food because for some weird reason, Cashew is afraid to go down the steps of this area, which is where the birds are. Not that she's scared of the birds. It's just the fucking floor for some weird reason. I don't know what's wrong with her. She used to go downstairs before, but she won't go down these stairs. So the rats now know that Cashew will not go down these stairs, and so they are now going for the bird food because Cashew won't go and stop them. Whereas if it was the dog food, she would get it. Never get a rat terrier. Mouse in the house will destroy the house. The mouse will be dead, but the house destroyed. My mom is a rat terrier, and he's a vicious little fuck. He's really sweet, but he's like psychotic. Like every day you'll be like petting him, and then he'll go crazy. Yeah, no, my grandparents own Budgie. The cat can stay home. Well, I have, like, I kind of almost I was going to borrow my friend's cat because his cat named Loki, properly named, is like a murderer of animals. So, but I'd have to move the birds upstairs and like lock the door so Loki can't get anywhere near them. And anyway, rats are pretty big, so like even then I'd be scared that they would hurt the cat. They're not the easiest thing to kill. Like mice are much easier to kill for cats than rats. And inside I have all these fucking coyotes outside, but they're not here right now eating my rats. So the rats are still here, but we've had an exterminator come in. He's coming on Tuesday, and we're going to talk about if he can find the nest. Like I said, I have some theories where the nest is. I looked up apparently what you can do to kill them, which I feel kind of bad about because it feels like, I don't know, like this idea just kind of irks me in a very genocidal way, I guess. You'll hear it and you'll understand what I mean. So if you could find where the nest is and you could fairly seal it off, what you could do is drop dry ice into it and then just seal it. And this will essentially kill all the rats by suffocating them, but like they won't feel it because it just like, dry ice will take out any oxygen in the area by its dissipation. And you can just kind of gas them in a way with dry eyes. You know, and it's apparently painless, and they'll just sleep, and nobody will know it. But I do feel really shit about it. I'm like, ugh, Jesus Christ. We did catch one live rat, but now we actually have death traps as well as live traps, like the ones that just go. Phew. But they haven't gone through any of those. But we did catch one live rat, and it's really fucked up. Like that was fine. She got to go. But they're so cute. I have to admit, I kind of find rats adorable. Like, you really see them, they're like cute. It's not their fault. But I hear them now, you little fucks! Get out of my house! Used to work with in hospitality for buffet nights. Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, I did hear them. They make noises at night, little nocturnal shits. Anyway, I'm sorry to keep it short, but I'm gonna probably pop off now. I just thought I'd come on and say hi to people because it's been a while, and I'm still here. I'm still living my life. I'm still dealing with my garden upstairs. Still I did kind of get rid of the caterpillars. Then I ended up introducing another problem, but now I have a spider up there, and I've been like, these are fucked up shit. I wanted to move the spiders in my house, inside my house. I'm like, there's not so many mosquitoes right now. But what you can do is eat all those asshole insects that are fucking with my garden. So I've been meaning to move them up there, but they're kind of hard to catch, spiders. There's a cat here. Come kill the rats. I just saw a cat. It's not my cat, but yeah, the rats need to go. Good luck with them, dude. Thank you. But thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It was cool chatting to you, too. Everybody have a good one. Toodles.